Welcome to this video about marking out and cutting a lap joint. To do this, I'm going to start off with an adjustable square. I loosen the little wheel until my square slides, and I get the piece of wood that I'm going to cut the lap joint on the end, and I'm going to have it flat on the table. I put the square on top and I push this part of the adjustable square down until it meets it. I can then twist that until it is tight. By doing this, what I've actually done, effectively, I've measured the thickness of my wood here. That'll be 22 millimeters. But by using the square, I haven't had to do that. I then get my piece of wood and a pencil. This part of the square goes onto the piece of wood so that it is touching here. And then use the end of the square as a ruler and draw a little mark on this part here. So put it on, draw a line. And what there is, that is then me marking in this distance, 22 millimeters, down from the end of the wood. So, but I haven't actually used a ruler. And then use a normal tri-square. So mark off my wood, go down and line up each of the corners, and I go around each of the sides step by step. And what should happen when I get to the end, I have a mark that goes all the way around my work so that it meets up. What I then want to do is I want to basically divide this piece of wood here in half, and the easiest way of doing this without having to measure is I've got one of my piece of material, and the closest one I've got is 9 millimeters. So I put the square on top of here, release it, drop it down, tighten it off. Then I'm going to put the square back on the end, and by the time you put the thickness of the pencil involved, we're pretty much in the middle of the piece of wood. It's the easiest way of doing this. And then I'm going around the 3 sides. So around that one, around this one. So my line goes now all the way around. What I then want to do is I'm going to scribble in the part I want to get rid of. And this is just a little prompt really, so that if I had to stop doing this now and come back to it next week, I'd remember exactly what I was doing. I always call this dummy proofing just because it gets a bit confusing and it helps me remember what I was doing. So I'll chop this part off. To do that, I put my work in my bench hook so that the line is in the edge with there. And because if I start sawing now, that piece is then going to push that way. I can put this second one in to this end just to hold it still. I then line up my wood, twist my knob tighter. Okay, finger is going to go on the side of the saw. Remember, not underneath because I'll cut myself. Put it on the piece of wood. Just gently push forward, and what I've done, I've gone slightly to the left hand side of the line so I can just see the pencil line because I want to get rid of this bit to an accurate amount. And I saw nice long gentle strokes. I'm aiming for that halfway line. So what I'll do is saw, and then when I've gone down a bit, I'm going to check. So I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Okay, I'm looking just here. I can see I'm pretty much on the line. So take it out, but I'm not quite there on that side. So what I'm doing now is just putting the saw on ever so slight angle, just on the front edge, just till I get to that line. I've gone slightly past it, which is fine. And then I need to remove this bit. To do that, this is where you would normally put this in a vise. Because of my camera set up here, I haven't got a vise available. So this is my vise stunt double. So imagine this is the vise on the edge of the table. What I would do, I put the piece of wood in so that my cut here faces away from you. So this part here is facing away from me, and this is on the edge of your table in the woodwork vise. I then get a chisel, and the flat part of the chisel faces towards me, and the slopey part, which is the bevel, faces away from me. And what I'm going to do is I put it on top. I'm just going to tap away very gently with a mallet the excess pieces of wood. I don't want to take it all from one go. I want to do a bit at a time, tapping down very gently. The reason why the slopey part faces away from you is because if it faces towards you, it sort of jams in the wood. And the reason why, if you put the cut facing towards you, when you get towards the end, if it slips off, it can slip towards you, which you don't want. So you want to make sure you are nice and safe to do this. Once I've got to the line, all I'm going to do is use the corners of the chisel and basically walk it into position so that I can get rid of the bits of wood. And what I've got here, I've got my piece of wood that I've cut off. If I've got a bit that I haven't quite reached the line on, the easiest way from our point of view in a school is to get a rasp. Give it a bit of a shape until you're happy with the joint. You can do the same on the bottom. And the idea behind there is just to get it to fit. If I get my second piece of wood back, I put it on, I can see that my piece of wood will go together. It's ever so slightly sticking up, that's fine, I can sand that later on. So I need to glue it. Because I've got two sides, this side and this side, that's where I want to put the glue, and by putting on two sides it makes it stronger. So I get my wood glue, pop the lid open, squeeze it on. Okay, I'm then going to use a brush just to brush it into position. These are the dirt cheap basting brushes for cooking that I've cut the bristles off. Put my piece of wood on, and I want to put some sort of clamping pressure on there now to hold it. But because it's only a sample joint, I don't need masses and masses of force. What I can just do is get some masking tape, put some tape on it just to hold it. The advantage of masking tape, because it's paper based, it can go in the recycling bin. Bit of masking tape just to hold it while the glue dries. Then, as a sample joint, what's really useful is just to write your name on it, just so you know it's right. I can also get a tri-square, put a tri-square on it, just to make sure that I'm at 90 degrees. Perhaps ease off my pressure on mine. Just slightly too wide. Just to reposition. Okay, and then I'm going to put it down and let it dry.